As if we didn't have enough interesting laning matchups in the previous game. The coaches give us more. Fredrin in the EXP. And another Joy mid lane for Team Spirit.
Hey, usually for Fren, he has someone stopping him from all these, mad scientist choices, right? Usually Stucky, maybe few for AP Bren. This time he's like, I'ma go full Fren. That's a Fredrin Revitalize in the XP. The first of its kind. When was the last time we saw Fredrin XP? That was like back in the NSC 2023 Onyx days when Boots always played it.
Oh, definitely months ago. It has to be at least a month
ago
or a year ago, at the very least. For perhaps some of the local regions, they might have seen it a little more recently, but at least for M6, it's the first time we're seeing it. So now it will have to go against this composition of Team Vamos, which is very, very high mobility, but early game damage. Warlord again on the Valentina.
Whoa.
But Sunset still goes for the clear either way.
Oh my goodness, just relying on the guiding wind, playing with pixels of almost death.
My goodness, what an action-packed early game we're seeing with a lot of early invades as well. But don't forget that the M6 Pass is available from November 18 to December 29. Complete all tasks to achieve the level 75. But again, we're back in the game. On shot, he seems very, very low. But at least Sao and Kid Bomba are there to aid him.
There's no prio in this lane at all for the Fredrin though, because usually, at least when we see the Fredrin 2, we usually see the concussive blast. This is more of a pure tank Fredrin for Bomba. He wants to just sustain in the lane with the Revitalize and the Brave Smite. That means clear speed is going to be a problem, and when it comes to prio in the XP lane, you kind of need clear speed with how neutral objectives are played. Team Spirit don't really have that. This is a team fighting composition, purely team fight. If they fall behind, Vamos are just gonna siege every turret for free.
Definitely, and for Team Spirit, it seems like you'd have to take them front to back. Like at least you'll have to get past Kid Bomba, you'd have to get past the one shot. But Team Spirit, on the other hand, they also have ways to access and penetrate Team Vamos and their lineups. But that seems like a problem as well for Sunset Lover. Like, how easy would it be for Sunset Lover to look for targets, to look for a pickoff, or at least to disrupt Team Vamos and their positioning with the Joy in this kind of situation? Because at the very least, since Team Vamos got their hands on the Irithel, this is the type of marksman who makes it hard for you to actually chase after the Irithel, to make it hard for you to look after him. But they go in with the Spear of Alpha.
Oh, he's gonna be taunted down though. Fredrin comes in with the Revitalize too, even with that guiding wind. Chibi follows through. It's first blood. A big Appraiser's Wrath. But what are you gonna do against the two tanks? Sunset Lover. They go back now with the electrifying beats. Shadow kill. Vengeance used. Guiding wind. Terrified. One last shot was smooth, but Sunset Lover gets away. A disaster for this team fight comp in the early game.
And we aren't seeing Team Spirit play their composition in its most aggressive way possible. Majority of the guiding winds are really to save, interestingly, Sunset Lover from all of the times which he tried to go in and look for the kills against Team Vamos. And I must say, the innate tankiness that Team Vamos has in their hands, even with just the Valentina who decides to constantly put on the pressure and join the skirmishes in the early stages, it's not one of the easiest mid laners to take down. Definitely, this isn't the best situation for Team Spirit, but as far as we know, they're also relying on Hiko to get his items. They're also waiting for the farming, the scaling, and the team fights, as you've mentioned. But if we were to just observe them laning phase, based on their laning phase or one-on-ones, I don't think we'll be expecting that much action from Team Spirit just yet.
Yeah, I don't think they have enough damage to deal with Vamos right now. Like, I mean, maybe if they get to the late game, then Mr. Joy's gonna hurt, but yeah, I don't know. Even Hiko's gonna have such a tough time against the Irithel. It's always something that, I talk about. I'm a 1-1 main. Whenever 1-1's picked, I'm like, oh, please ban the Irithel. They banned the Harith, which I understand why after seeing last game. But the Irithel wasn't banned. They still decided to go for the first pick 1-1 in red side second phase. And yeah, Hiko's definitely gonna have a very, very tough time in lane. In team fights, I can see how he can actually get the weakness points and fly by with Bomba getting CC. Let's see, Bomba, 3-man taunt.
Okay, now there are just little exchanges of pokes here and there right before this turtle.
Open up.
But this is the moment Team Spirit has been waiting for. It seems Kid Bomba, though, he's half HP. So they'll be dancing around this turtle for a while, and a lot of resources are still available, but it's the guiding wind and the energy eruption.
They're going to use their resources on the smooth. AOG coming down, locking Kid Bomba down there. Oh, Sunset Lover very low. Chibi wins out the retro battle again. Defensive Spear of Alpha, Nets trying to run him down. Bomba walking back, and again, this team fight composition has not worked out in favor of Spirit just yet. It's Vamos securing all the neutral objectives.
And how else do they make it work? If Kid Bomba, one of the most important frontliners here for Team Spirit, with just a brief moment of showing himself up against Team Vamos, gets poked that low, but Warlord, though, he will be spotted here by One Shot and Sao. So at least they get a trade somehow, but that doesn't mean much. They're not able to necessarily convert it into other necessary objectives just yet.
Yeah, I guess for Spirit, they're really waiting for mid-game at this point, but I'm concerned that Vamos might actually just build a big enough lead to stop that mid-game power spike from being a problem. Spirit are struggling in these individual lanes on top of the fact that the neutral objectives have just not gone their way. This Irithel is bullying 1-1 hard. Sunset Lover cannot lane against the Hilda. Smooth is just having the time of his life up top. Hilda Joy? Usually meet him in the jungle in lane. I think Hilda's like, whatever.
and they're forced to send Sunset Lover somewhere else at this moment because you're not necessarily wanting to engage in all these fights. I mean, if it was just like pure sustain, pure tankiness, Team Spirit, I think they have a lot in their lineup, but then it begs the question, where's the damage too? They're just really waiting for it to come, but the moment... Oh, they're waiting for it to come, look at the damage though!
That's a bait, shadow kill, Nets takes the kill! Sunset Lover, nowhere near enough damage to threaten Nets, even with the vengeance. Nets still had Sprint, he didn't even pop it, he was like, yeah, I want all the smoke.
And I mean, Irithel, it's not like it's the type of marksman that you could just force to stop all those attacks from coming in, right? You'd have to find a way to stop it, but it's okay with them, it's smooth. Forces to revitalize.
Two-man taunt, one shot already. AOG from Zorn catches two and Smooth bonks them in the head. Sunset Lover walks up. The electrifying beats is just the song of victory so far for Vamos in game 3.
They're just standing there. They're okay with tanking all the damage from Team Spirit because there's not much. There's not much damage yet from Team Spirit. At the very least, Hiko, he's untouched. But then what now? If every single time Hiko's left alone, or at least two members are left, but there's the stacks taken in from Warlord, but they're still not going to go for the engage. Team Vamos, all the while they're being very aggressive around the map. They're also just making sure that they're able to convert it into the turrets, into map control, and not necessarily into unnecessary team fights that Team Spirit may capitalize on.
3.5k gold lead. That mid-game power spike is looking very close for Team Spirit, but will it even be a power spike is the question that we have now. Considering Vamos have maybe outscaled that power spike. I think they have ways to actually deal with everyone. Nets, the gold laner now, 2 levels ahead of Sunset Lover and 2 levels ahead of Bomba. He's still level 8 now, finally getting to level 9, but again, all in these individual lanes, it is... Warlord is 2 levels ahead of Sunset. Everybody is so far ahead. I think Hiko and One Shot, are the two... One Shot's actually getting out-farmed by this Hayabusa too. It's just Hiko who's still level at this point, and Sao, it's a rover.
And once Team Spirit actually decides for the grouped up team fights, right? And so long as they don't find the Nets immediately, and if they just let him go in for those heavy crossbows, I don't think they'll be having such a great time too. Them being grouped up would just allow Nets to throw out the damage. Speaking of all the damage, look at that!
Revitalize Bomba, the Sky Piercer goes through all of the healing. That was just, oh man, that was ridiculous damage from Vamos.
And it's not even, we're not even at the 10-minute mark too. We're just slowly approaching the 10-minute mark. But it seems like Team Spirit, they're losing access in their own jungle. Team Vamos might actually go for this Lord. And if you were Team Spirit, very much reliant on the fronts, but they get easily bursted down by Team Vamos. How else would you approach this objective take? One Shot will be able to secure his orange buff, but Warlord gets his very own circling eagle. So with this innate tankiness that Team Vamos has in their hands, they're not at the least afraid to actually start this Lord.
Smooth is gonna walk up, he doesn't care. If he gets comboed by the Spear of Alpha, he's very happy to tank up that damage. Ooh, big bonk over to Bomba. Warlord just steals Circling Eagle. Sunset Lover, not enough damage to take down anyone. Chibi, Shadow Kill to the back. Sky Piercer on, now one shot. Whoa, even a dive deep nets caught all alone. They were isolated. One shot gets a triple from out of nowhere.
That seemed like a very decisive call once again from Team Spirit. We've seen it twice in this entire series. And even after Team Vamos gets their hands on the Lord, it seems like Team Spirit will be the ones to fully convert it into their much desired map control. And that was a very crucial mistake from Team Vamos. I mean, you would definitely want to group up, but that beautiful Spear of Alpha onto at least 2 or 3 members, that's when the true damage comes in. That's when Team Spirit and their pure confidence, their sheer confidence comes in.
Okay, now they gotta be careful. I guess the mid-game power spike matters a lot. Even with the 3,000 gold lead, Vamos chose to fight, and Spirit were like, we got our items now. We have that power spike we were waiting for. I guess the 10th minute mark was it for Team Spirit. I want to see a replay. What happened? Nets still didn't sprint earlier.
And it seemed like just a very decisive call again after Warlord has already used that Circling Eagle that he copied away from Sao. It was just Team Spirit going in. They already knew that they had no chances of contesting for that objective. So at the very least, they wanted to get some kills away from Team Vamos. And still, it seems like Team Vamos, though, will try to make use of the sword, but they get a staff. They get a staff to the combo.
Full tank over the nets now. Over to Chibi too. Okay, they get away. The waves are cleared out, and Team Spirit are able to defend the first Lord, keeping 2 of their base turrets alive, only sacrificing the bottom lane. So they're equal in turrets, just like that. 4-4.
And even the gold lead, it's negligible at this point. I mean, at least for other members, it's quite significant. But other than that, so long as they play the team fights, they can go for the protect. They can go for the create space kind of approach. And look at that, double Circling Eagle, but they get to somehow pressure the purple buff from a Team Vamos. So we're seeing a closer fight right now. We're transitioning into the mid-game, and this is the game that Team Spirit wants to play.
Oh yeah, definitely the game they want to play. With that one triple kill, One Shot has equalized his gold deficit against Chibi, who was 1 level ahead of him over the course of the entire game up to that 9th minute. So now that he's equal, they have... Shadow kill. Sky Piercer not enough. Chibi! Caught in the back spot, Spear of Alpha, Circling Eagle! One Shot gets the shutdown!
They just waited for the quad shadow! And Sao was just there to provide the additional sustain, the guiding wind, healing a little bit back of HP.
The timing, it's a Lord!
And that was the perfect timing for Team Spirit, as you mentioned. One Shot also has his hands on the Winter Crown, so they can make some plays if they want to be more aggressive, but it seems like they're just going for the zone. So One Shot will be focusing on the Lord. Smooth has some vision. Sunset Lover goes for it next!
With a full dive! Sunset Lover! With the vengeance again! He finds the hits, now he's jumping back again onto Warlord. It's baiting in everybody. Bomba catching Zorn to cancel on the CC. The AOG gets him out just barely.
Such a close call for Zorn, but he gets back to the base. And Team Spirit, regardless of all that, they think it's okay. They still have the Lord marching towards the melee. There are no holy defenses anymore for their base turrets. So could this be it for Team Spirit? They're knocking on Team Vamos' base.
Smooth, gonna be locked down. That's all the weakness points already for Hiko. Revitalize Yusuf, that's a big bomb over. Hiko still has a crossbow of tanks. That's gonna be, again, the Shadow Kill to clear out the waves. Chibi jumping back and forth the quad shadow. Sunset Lover walking up. The base is open now. Spear of Alpha from One Shot again with the Winter Crown. Now the lockdown once more. Hiko kiting away. That's a Winter Crown. Used up by Storm, but he's gonna be slashed down and taken out by Hiko's crossbow. Chasing all the way. Sunset gets a killing spree. Chibi, the ninja, followed by Sawo with the Circling Eagle. Hiko gets the killing spree, and in 14 minutes, Spirit turned the game around. They wipe Vamos out, and they take match point.
Regardless of that attempt from Chibi, there were other waves incoming. And so Team Spirit turned things around and are currently in the lead for this series.
Coach Friend, you mad lad! What was that draft? Wow!